You start to look at these games, and if I look at San Francisco, let's look at the teams that lost, because we'll have plenty of time to talk about the teams that advance. If I look at the teams that lost over the weekend, the 49ers, what kind of situation are they in now? The Bears, what kind of situation are they in now? The Texans, what kind of situation are they in now? And you could probably start to rank these and go, all right, I get a good idea with that team moving forward. Like the Niners, your window of opportunity, in my opinion, is closed. Because, a year older with a lot of those players, injuries, and, I got George Kittle coming back from a serious injury. Bosa and Warner might have been able to play in the Super Bowl. I don't have the luxury of, high-ticket items, big-ticket items for Brock Purdy. I really have to bank on Brock Purdy being a great quarterback. And you're in that NFC West. And, you're looking at Seattle and you're looking at the Rams. Now, granted, the Rams, how long is Matthew Stafford going to play? Seattle, that's a young team. And yes, it does come down to Sam Darnold. But if I look at those teams that lost, I would say the Niners, I don't look at them coming back in this situation again anytime soon. The Bills, just feels like every year it's a different excuse. But this year it's about Josh Allen. Josh Allen doesn't make mistakes in the postseason, but he did. He did, and he's the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why they lost. I know that we love to play the sympathy card with Buffalo. I know it. They've been through so much hardship, but this was about Josh Allen. He was careless with the football. Josh Allen had 4 giveaways, 2 picks, and 2 lost fumbles. Now, he had 0 giveaways in his previous 6 playoff games, and a total of 6 in 14 career playoff games. So was it an anomaly? Yes, it was. Doesn't matter. It still counts. But you look at Buffalo moving forward. There's so much chatter about Sean McDermott. What is he going to keep his job? Will he keep his job? I didn't think that was a great Buffalo team. I didn't think it was a very good Buffalo team. I thought they were a good team. I thought that they could run the football. You sprinkle in Josh Allen, and you got enough to get by. In a playoff scenario where you didn't have the usuals in there. And yes, this was supposed to be his year. It didn't matter if Mahomes is not in or Burrow's not in or Lamar Jackson. These other teams are better than Buffalo. New England is better than Buffalo. Denver is better than Buffalo. They are. Now, it doesn't mean Buffalo couldn't win, but Josh Allen had a terrible game at a terrible time, and he spoke about it after the game.
It's extremely difficult. I feel like I let my teammates down tonight. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's going to stick with me for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough to listen to, but got to blame himself, which he did. And he was just careless. The one fumble before the end of the first half. And I thought, oh, my goodness, those 3 points could be the difference. Hello. Small things. Coming up, big and big moments there. And now you have Denver without Bo Nix, and you got Jarrett Stidham, who is going to be the starting quarterback against the New England Patriots. C.J. Stroud, I think he cost himself millions and millions of dollars these last 2 games, because there is no way I'm going to extend him. I don't want to make the mistake the Dolphins did with Tua. You got to Kyler Murray. You got to show me again next year. And even then, I'd be a little apprehensive because something was going on. Body language was terrible. And I know the conditions weren't great. I understand that. But they weren't great for, I will say Drake May didn't play that well either. But there were throws where you're just going, what is going on here? So much so, here is Troy Aikman, who was calling the game, talking about C.J. Stroud.
I will say this, Joe. D'Amico Ryans and Nick Caserio, they've got some tough decisions they've got to make about this team on the offensive side of the ball. They replaced Bobby Slowick last year after his 2 years as the offensive coordinator, C.J. Stroud has been chasing his rookie success for the last 2 years. He's not been the same player. We've not seen the development from him. There's a reason for that, and it has to be addressed.
Patriots and Texans combined for 8 turnovers. The last time you had that, 2001, the Rams against the Packers. That's when Brett Favre threw 6 interceptions. Kurt Warner had an interception. They had a couple of fumbles by the Green Bay Packers. So sloppy football there. If you have average quarterback play, we have the Texans playing against the Broncos with a real possibility of going to the Super Bowl. Just average quarterback play. I thought they were going to bring in Davis Mills. I thought maybe just give the offense a little jolt of something there because, you weren't out of it. When you're down 5, and I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, you got all these turnovers, you're at home, and you can't put them away. And then they finally did. But you're watching that game, and you're just going, man, something's up here. And then you could just see C.J. Stroud just kind of look like, I don't know. I don't know. And New England, give them credit. Drake May hasn't looked great, but they played just good enough to win. That's all you need to do now. No style points whatsoever. Seattle did whatever they wanted to do. Very impressive performance. When you get that kickoff return, if you're a Niner fan, Marvin, and you're sitting there and you go, all right, okay, here we go. Here we go. I got everything, got snacks, got my drink here. Wife and kid are over here, got my Niner gear on, and then all of a sudden it's 14:45 to go in the first quarter, and you're down 7. Yes, Marvin.
And what made it worse is the 49ers didn't have any room for error. And so that first kickoff, all right, come on, bang, bang, Niner gang, let's go. And then they start doing that, and my wife just looks at my son like, shh, don't say anything to daddy for about 2 more hours.
Yes, Paul.
Marvin's in charge of the sound on the Dan Patrick Show. I noticed the kickoff return is not on the sound sheet.
Seton, what's poll question for the first hour of the program?
Got one here from Paul, and I'm going to read it with no punctuation because I think it sounds funny. Losing team from this weekend that has the most biggest issues issue.
Okay.
Bills, Bears, 49ers, Texans. They each have sort of different issues. Feels like.
Yeah, if I'm the Bears, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, the Bears actually don't have any issues, really.
I don't think they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You went toe-to-toe, could have won the game. You had some moments there. Caleb Williams can be spectacular. He has as many splash plays as any other quarterback, probably more so. It's just the other ones, And, year one, with that system with Ben Johnson, Bears, I thought they were a playoff team. I didn't know they would go this far, but give them credit. They look like they're lined up, ready to go, and will be the team to beat in that division next year. Yes, Eden.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the Bears. When I'm thinking about what issues to fix, I'm not exactly sure where. Now, granted, I haven't watched them as much as, say, Paul has or whatever, but I'm not exactly sure where I put my finger on this is what we need to address most in the offseason.
Well, I thought the defense played pretty well, but I would still say they need probably a little more, maybe a playmaker or two on defense. The Rams didn't play great. Even Matthew Stafford, he talked about the defense really won this game for us. Puka Nacua wasn't really a factor until he was a factor there at the very end. So you're kind of going, all right, Devontae Adams, not much until you needed him. You run the football a little bit. But, this goes back to what I keep saying. You just survive. That's all. Now, you can survive and go, man, I don't know. Like, there are times when you could see somebody advancing. Like, Drake May's got to play better. So, yes, you win. You don't get style points, and now you move on. But that would concern me a little bit. Is the moment a little too big for Drake May, or was it? And you're going against a great defense there. Seemed like the moment was too big for C.J. Stroud. Like, I kept going, dude, what are you doing? You're making this tougher than it needs to be. And he could have thrown 2 or 3 more interceptions. The Patriots had the opportunity for 2 or 3 more interceptions there. And this on the heels of a terrible performance in the previous game. Texans got a big question there. That defense is young. Well, Danielle Hunter's been around, but it's a good solid team. Now, not having Nico Collins, Mark's got banged up a little bit, but you got a great coach. And Jacksonville may be here to stay. So your margin for error there is not as wide as it once was or once thought of. Yes, Eaton.
I feel like Drake May's problems are being overshadowed because they keep winning, and C.J. Stroud had such a terrible game, but Drake May has 7 or 8 turnovers in the last 6 quarters.
Yeah, fumbles.
And a couple of interceptions too.
Yeah.
That's not great play out of him.
And this time of the year, those things get magnified because we spend more time on these games because everybody, there's only a couple of games being played. If this was a regular season game between the Patriots and the Texans, then we probably don't focus on it. Be like, all right, Patriots won at home. But, when everybody has a referendum on these games, everybody has an opinion, then it all of a sudden metastasizes. Yes, Eaton.
And he, the turnovers in a weird way. It's funny. C.J. Stroud's performance overshadowed Drake May's bad performance, and Drake May's turnovers overshadow all of the throws that he just missed or just didn't make.
Best Super Bowl odds, the Seahawks are plus 145, the Rams plus 225, and then the Patriots at plus 255. The Broncos at plus 1,100. But congratulations, Todd. You got to the AFC title game. Yes?
Is the mystery and question mark that is Jarrett Stidham, can that somehow be turned into a positive in some way? They have all the video of Bo Nix and they know what he can do. I'm as big a fan as there is. I don't know what we're getting with Stidham. He's going to be a game manager. Supposedly Sean Payton's not going to make major change to the offense. Does Denver defense have to do all the work to win the game? I have no idea what to expect. So.
Well, these are all questions you're asking yourself.
I am.
Not me.
I'm just throwing it out there, Denver, but I am definitely asking myself that.
I don't know if the Patriots go, oh, my God.
What are you going to do?
Like, what do we do? And, we've seen backup quarterbacks. Is this the Nick Foles moment? Well, Nick Foles had a Pro Bowl season. He was unbelievable with Chip Kelly. So we knew that he could play at a higher level. Jarrett Stidham, he hadn't thrown a pass in 2 years in a game. Yes, Paulie.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tape on Jarrett Stidham. He's been in the league for 7 years now, 4 starts, 1-3. 60% passer, 8 touchdowns, 8 picks. Just the kind of benign numbers where you can't make a decision of what you think of him.
Yes, Todd.
I think he took 1 knee earlier this season, so there's that. So we know he can, to just let the clock run out.
Okay, he did.
And he didn't fumble as far as I know.
Okay.
Wasn't picked. He just took a knee.
Fair enough. All right. He's played 1 play and he took a knee. Confidence is running high there.
He's ready for victory formation. He can do the knee. There's no false start. He's ready to flip it to the ref and celebrate. So let's go.